Zanim zapowiemy następny punkt programu, chcielibyśmy Państwu przypomnieć o aukcji sztuki Polscy artyści dla Ukrainy, która odbywa się w budynku Gathering Place za sceną. Swoje prace podarowało aż 15 artystów. Prace są piękne, a ceny wywoławcze bardzo niskie. Zapraszamy do aukcji. W ten sposób możecie Państwo nabyć piękny obraz, jednocześnie pomagając Ukrainie.
We would like to remind you that in the Gathering Place, just behind the stage, we are holding a Polish Artists for Ukraine art auction. 15 artists donated their works, many of them more than one. The art is so beautiful with starting bids well below the actual value. So please get a piece of art and help Ukraine at the same time. The auction will be closed at 4:30. Maple Hope Foundation is a Canadian organization helping Ukraine, and we are very happy to invite Ewelina Sadowska, the event coordinator of the organization, to the stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia. I'm one of the board members of the Maple Hope Foundation, our local Vancouver Canadian Ukrainian organization, raising money to send humanitarian aid, safety equipment, and also medical supplies. I'm here on behalf of the entire Vancouver Ukrainian community to say to all of these wonderful Polish people in front of me, thank you from the very bottom of our hearts. I have lived in Vancouver my entire life, and I have been in Vancouver through many of Ukraine's tragic and horrible pieces of history. I remember in 2004, on a very rainy day, standing on the steps of the Vancouver Art Gallery, protesting during the Orange Revolution in Ukraine. There weren't many of us, but the Polish community came and they supported us, and they stood by our sides. Same thing happened in 2014 when our first war started. The Polish community was there for us. When others forgot about us, you guys did not. And now with this current war, with this current tragedy, you guys continue to stand with us, and it means the world. The Maple Hope Foundation has been buying humanitarian aid, medical supplies, and safety equipment through Poland. We have amazing volunteers there that are doing the legwork for us, and we would not be able to do this without the amazing support of you beautiful people and your incredible country. Dziękuję bardzo. Serdecznie dziękuję. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'd also like to extend a big thank you to the Consulate General of Poland in Vancouver, Andrzej Mankowski. If he wouldn't mind coming up, we wanted to extend a gift from the Ukrainian community.
On behalf of Ukrainian Canadian Congress, I'd like to share an address when President of Poland recently, actually a week ago, visited our president in Kyiv. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. He started his speech with, "Guest in the house, God in the house." This is a Polish proverb which Ukrainian President Zelensky recently greeted in Kyiv our dear guest, friend, and brother, President of Poland, Andrzej Duda. These words of wisdom teach us that each of your guests is a grace from God. And this is a worldwide view according to which Polish people, from the very beginning of the full-scale invasion of Russian Federation, Russia's war against Ukraine, sheltered millions of our citizens of Ukraine, our women, our children, the elderly, and everyone else whose door was knocked on February 24th by a completely different type of guest. Russia has been proving this otherwise for 96 days. 96 days of madness. Their missiles, bombs, projectiles fly into our houses, schools, hospitals, museums, theaters, churches, and even cemeteries. At the same time, without realizing it, February 24th, Russia destroyed something else, a kind of repository of past contradictions between Ukraine and Poland. They no longer exist. In a day, it became clear that all these contradictions have no force when there is a force of such threat of survival of our nations, Ukraine, Poland, and whole Europe. February 24th changed everything. It changed our nations, changed our countries, although this is not accidental. I do know whether the astronomers Drohobych and Copernicus studied this phenomena, but the stars always align and form in such a way that during the difficult times and in difficult periods of eclipse, Ukrainians and Polish people always unite and stand side by side despite past quarrels and other nebula. We are defending a common universe, for us called freedom and independence, at the same time when somebody is committing barbaric crimes of a cosmic scale. Today, the understanding, interactions, friendships, and brotherhood of Ukraine and Poland reach the same scale. On February 24th, we began writing a new volume of our history, our common history. The unity of our nations must last forever. We learn to appreciate, distinguish, choose together. Ukraine and Poland have chosen one path, this path, and on it we'll learn to distinguish our enemies and appreciate our friends. Today, only half of a word is enough between our presidents to understand each other. Our parliaments, our governments, our nations in general understand each other as they never have before. And it doesn't matter whether it's in Cyrillic or in Latin. It doesn't matter how we write the words freedom and independence. It is important that Polish and Ukrainian people say these words in the same way. Ukraine is already doing this. On our very front lines, it's defending not just itself, but the whole Europe. Polish people know this, appreciate it, respect it, and help Ukraine not out of courtesy, but as brothers and allies. This is why, for example, we have the same perception on sanctions against Russian federations. We know that half measures are not enough to be used when aggression needs to be stopped. The unity of our nation must remain constant. Neither now nor in the future does anyone have the right to break this unity. Neither our politicians, nor hostile agents, not even members of the jury of Eurovision. The Ukrainian and Polish nations gave each other 12 points today and forever. I want to thank all Polish people for their support. I want to remember everyone for their sensible acts of generosity so that everybody hears about the immense support felt in every region, every city, village, and in every community of Poland. Thank you to Warsaw and Krakow. Thank you to Poznań, Wrocław, Gdańsk. Thank you to Lublin, Katowice, Rzeszów, and many other cities. These are the cities of our cities in Ukraine: Kyiv, Lviv, Odessa, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk. Separately, we want to thank Poland for recently adopting the law to assist the citizens of Ukraine. This is a completely unprecedented decision according to which our citizens who were forced to temporarily move to Poland due to the aggression of Russian Federation will receive almost the same rights and opportunities as Polish citizens. Legal residence, employment, education, medical care, social guarantees. This is a great step and a great gesture. On behalf of Ukrainian Canadian Congress, on behalf of all Ukrainians in Ukraine who are currently in Poland and all around the world, we want to sincerely and wholeheartedly thank all of Polish people for holding fundraisers in support of Ukraine. Especially, we are grateful to just ordinary citizens who opened up their homes, their hearts, and shared their meals and other belongings with millions of women, children, and elderly who are currently displaced due to the war. I want to thank Russian cultural figures, sportsmen, clergy for supporting us, organizing big concerts, and taking part in competitions with Ukrainian ribbons. And for those who even come from Poznan to Bucha just to bake a cake, just to bake a bread. I believe that soon Polish and Ukrainians will gather at one big table to share that bread, share their feelings, the most important feelings of peace, share the taste of victory, victory of Ukraine, our joint victory, and raise the toast to our freedom. Thank you all to our brothers and sisters. Bardzo dziękuję from the bottom of our hearts. Please receive this humble bow as a sign of our gratitude and respect. Together until the end. Niech żyje Polska. Glory to Ukraine. Slava Ukrainie. And if I can ask the President of Polish Congress to just come up on stage. I know he stood with us on many of our rallies, on many of occasions, and again, from Ukrainian Canadian Congress, from Maple Hope Foundation, we have a little token of our respect and gratitude for everything that you're doing for our people.
Just a very, very quick thank you to the organizers of this amazing event. So I don't know if Hannah or Anthony can come. We would like just to give those flowers as a symbol of Ukraine to thank all of you. Thank you so much.
A teraz ponownie zapraszamy do Bush Dancers, które wykonają taniec Szczedrywoszka, obraz Wołynia o dziewczynach, pierogów i chłopcu, który chciałby jedno i drugie.
Please welcome again the Dovbush dancers who will perform Szczedliwocka, a classic tale from the Volyn region of Ukraine, featuring beautiful girls, pierogies, and a lad who pursues them both.
Thank you.
Dla tych z Państwa, którzy niedawno przyszli, mamy bardzo miłą informację. O tym, że na lewo od sceny możecie Państwo kupić wiele smakołyków. Pierogi, bigos, golonkę, kiełbasę z grilla, placki ziemniaczane oraz ciasta i pączki. W ogrodzie piwnym, również na lewo od sceny, ale na tyłach City Hall, znajdziecie Państwo pyszne polskie piwo. Zachęcamy Państwa również do kupna bilecików na loterię. Bilety są $5 za jeden, $10 za 3 i $20 za bilety na długość ręki. Można je kupić od pań, które chodzą z bilecikami po terenie lub przy scenie. Cały dochód przeznaczony jest na pokrycie kosztów loterii.
We would like to remind you that there is no need to go home for dinner today. You can stay here and enjoy our delicacies sold behind the stage. Pierogies, hunter stew, ham hocks, potato pancakes, barbecued sausage, and very, very tasty pastries for dessert. And don't forget, to the left of the stage, you'll find our beer garden serving delicious Polish beer. We would also like to encourage you to buy tickets for our raffle. You can buy them from our sales ladies who will be walking around or also at the table to the right of the stage. Prices are $5 for one ticket, $10 for 3 tickets, and the best deal, $20 for an arm's length of tickets. Please remember that by buying tickets, you are sponsoring today's festivities.
A za chwilę usłyszymy utwory Fryderyka Chopina w wykonaniu Annie Gordon, która zagra mazurek op. 7 nr 2, walc op. 69 nr 2 i polonez heroiczny op. 53.
Please welcome Anya Gordon to the stage again, who will play for us Mazurka Opus 7 number 2, Heroic Polonaise Opus 53, and Opus number 10 Polonaise, all by Frédéric Chopin. I have another joke about Poznanians. Do you know the beginning of every cookbook in Poznań? Borrow 3 eggs and a cup of flour. Sorry, Poznanians.
Widzę, że lubisz te kawały o Poznaniu. Wracając do programu, za chwilę zobaczymy znowu zespół Polonez w ulubionym przez publiczność tańcu góralskim.
And now Polonez will dance their most popular dance, Góralski. This is a dance from the mountain regions of Poland.
I have some more information about Poznań to share with you. Did you know that Poznań is world famous for croissants? They are called St. Martin croissants, in Polish rogale świętomarcińskie. The croissants are filled with almond paste and white poppy seeds. Every year on November 11th, there's a huge St. Martin celebration in Poznań, and everyone in the city enjoys the croissants. Since 2008, St. Martin croissants have been listed as a protected food by the European Union. There's even a fantastic Poznań croissant museum dedicated entirely to the history and the making of this tasty treat.
Chciałabym zjeść takiego rogala. Zamiast tego zjem pączka, ale zaraz po następnym występie. Ukraińscy tańcerze są gotowi zatańczyć dla nas ich następny, już ostatni niestety dzisiaj taniec. Będzie to taniec Wesele Hobiki. Kto zgadnie, co to znaczy? Tak, to znaczy wesołe buty. Taniec jest z regionu Wołynia, a zatańczą go nam tańcerze ze Szkoły Ukraińskiego Tańca, czyli Dolbush School of Ukrainian Dance.
Ukrainian dancers are ready to perform again. They will dance their last dance for today, and it is called Wesele Hobiny, which means merry boots. Dancers from the Dovrush School of Ukrainian Dance will demonstrate the lively, energetic footwork of the Ukrainian Volyn region in their bright red shoes. Let's give them a hand.